100,000 years, that's not like a little...
So let's go way back in time. A skull was found in Morocco that suggests the first Homo sapiens appeared actually 100,000 years earlier than anyone thought.
No.
Which is, I know, it's shocking.
100,000 years, that's not like a little misstep. That's a whole nother...
No, that's significant. So that's our first glimpse into why there could have been more ancient civilizations that we have no idea about, that were completely wiped out or wanted us to not know that they were here. So fast forward a long, long time. We're in 1929, okay? We're wearing dresses, right, we're flappers. Researchers in around the area where the Ottoman Empire was, they find a map from the 1500s that was so accurate, a map of the world.
Okay.
It was so accurate that it had to mean either a huge chunk of human history was missing from the record because it was a map created in the 1500s, or two, the map was not made by humans.
Atlantis has finally been found? This story begins in an extraordinary place known as the Eye of the Sahara, or the Richat structure. Nestled amidst the vast expanse of the Sahara Desert, this enigmatic structure has perplexed geologists and historians alike. Spanning over 40 kilometers wide with concentric ridges and valleys, it harbors a small island at its heart. It is a spectacle like no other on Earth, defying explanations. The unique nature of the Richat structure is what sparked the curiosity of many researchers. Its immense size rules out the possibility of human construction. Geologists have been unable to provide a definitive account of its formation. The question lingers: what sets this spot apart from the rest of our planet? Why did this extraordinary structure emerge here and nowhere else? The first mention of a similar structure comes from an unexpected source: Plato, the ancient Greek philosopher. In his accounts, he spoke of a place called Atlantis, referring to a mythical, sacred island. According to the tale, the god Poseidon created concentric rings of land and sea to protect the central islet. Over time, humans settled within this natural marvel, forming a thriving city. Astonishingly, evidence suggests that the Eye of the Sahara existed with water over 5,000 years before Plato's era. As the Sahara gradually dried up, this once flourishing oasis transformed into a barren expanse. The rings and structures that once captured the imagination of Atlanteans became visible only from great heights or outer space. Could it be that Atlantis has been found? Recent explorations and scientific advancements have brought us tantalizingly close to unraveling the mystery. As researchers study the Richat structure, the undeniable parallels with Plato's Atlantis become harder to dismiss. The discovery of ancient ruins within
Morocco is a country known for its vibrant culture and breathtaking landscapes. But hidden within the enchanting streets of Morocco lies a dark secret that demands our attention. Brace yourself as we unveil the chilling truth behind human trafficking in this seemingly picturesque destination. In 2016, Morocco enacted an anti-trafficking law. But the sad truth is that major cities in this beautiful country have become destinations for sex tourists from Europe and the Middle East. They prey upon the vulnerable, exploiting trafficked women and children in sexual violence. The Coalition Against Sexual Abuse of Children conducted a comprehensive report exposing the prevalence of sexual offenses against children in Morocco. Tragically, most victims are between the ages of 5 and 14.
And the Moors are, and I just saw it again, I was just like, yo, if you erase our history, like most black people, we don't know where we come. We think we came from slaves. We don't know our bloodline.
In 1492, the Moors were expelled from Spain and the Jews were massacred. On April 1st, 1492, April Fool's Day, sent a note saying, we will let you go. We'll have ships waiting for you at the port, and all the Jews and blacks, y'all have to leave Spain. And when they got down there, our army was waiting for them and slaughtered them, you know, and that was April Fool's Day. So we're celebrating April's Fool's Day. We're selling the decimation of Hebrew and African people who were tricked that they would be allowed to leave peacefully.
For Africa or whatever, it was never one king. It was always many kings and many villages and many empires. So
Basically, when the Moors came into Spain, As Dr. George James tells us in A Stolen Legacy, the Moors were carrying the culture of the ancient Kemetic people. And so they introduced the silk industry, the cotton industry to Europe. And it even had to take a brother to come in there and show the people about how to match up their clothes. And
Pace Morby here. This is my new ebook that we are...
Please tell me this is not fucking reality. Oprah in Marrakech, Morocco, 7/22. Everywhere this woman goes, hell follows. Literally. I mean, you can't make this. I'm not making this up. It's on her fucking TikTok. Unfucking believable. It's unbelievable. Like, it's beyond, it's just beyond comprehension, guys. She was just there. 7/22. September 8th. Marrakech, Morocco. Hell follows. Everywhere this witch goes. Everywhere.
What up, y'all? If you plan on traveling to Morocco,
peace and love to all the Moors. Now, according to the United States Case 191 in 1848, it says verbatim that the United States does not own the land of the ancient mound builders of North America, much more than 1 million square miles of land. The Moors are the title holders of the geographical landmass of America. And the titles are Els, Bays, Days, and Alis, which is basically an amalgamation of the title holders of the geographical landmass of America, which is the Choctaw, the Wichita, the Cherokee, the Seminole, and the Yamasee. Now, the Statue of Liberty is basically an emulation of the ancient headdress of a Moorish woman, which is the real Statue of Liberty. These are the original names of America: Al-Maghreb Al-Aqsa, Al-Morocco, Northwest Africa Exum, Southwest Africa Exum. Now, this is the original Great Seal of the United States of America. The Great Seal of the continental United States Moorish nations represents the de jure sovereign authority of the primitive and aboriginal Moors, emanating birthrights and inheritance. Now, this is why it's very imperative to understand that unification is the precursor to a sovereign nation. You are not from Africa. How can you be from a place that you can be deported back to? And a lot of you go to HBCUs. How you go to Morehouse and you don't even know you're a goddamn Moor? With that being said, claim your nationality. You are not Black, African American, Negro, or color. You are Moors.
This is Morocco, officially known as the Kingdom of Morocco. The name Morocco is believed to have originated from the Berber words Amur or Akuk, meaning land of the god. Morocco is a constitutional monarchy with a parliamentary national legislative system under which ultimate authority rests with King Mohammed VI. Spanning over 446,550 square kilometers, Morocco ranks as the 58th country by land area, just behind Uzbekistan and above Iraq. With a population of over 36 million and Rabat as the capital city, the population density of Morocco is 82 people per square kilometer. Morocco formally achieved its independence from France on March 2, 1956. The Moroccan flag features a red field symbolizing bravery, with a green pentagram at its center, representing joy and hope, and the
Guys, I can't figure out what this thing is. It's floating in the sky in Morocco. My friend sent me this video and I've been staring at it, trying to figure out what the hell it is. Guys, I can't figure out what this thing is. It's
African country in 120 years.
Let me break this down for you lot, because prostitution and black magic is something you lot love to associate with Morocco. Make no mistake, every country has prostitution. For the sake of being respectful to countries' names, I won't start naming countries, but every country has prostitution. Morocco has high tourism, so high tourism usually equals prostitution being widespread or people country. In a Moroccan household, growing up with Moroccan, and you're thinking, right, in London, this one usually curves me, because I sit on fake accounts all day.
What would you have done on September the 12th, 2001? What would you have done if you'd been president?
What would I have done?
Yeah.
I would have done a legitimate investigation to find out what exactly happened on 9/11. How did they know who did this so quickly like they did Lee Harvey Oswald? How quick they knew Lee Harvey Oswald killed Kennedy.
When I found out there were 8 presidents before George Washington, I wanted to smack somebody. You know, I wanted to know why I was taught otherwise. Just tell me the whole story. I'll fill in the blanks.
I think I also recall him saying that Barack Obama wasn't the first black president. So I started looking this stuff up and found out there were 14 presidents before George Washington and 7 black presidents before Barack Obama.
When I found out there were 8.
So if you're into real estate,
what country would you never want to visit?
I'm from Algeria, which is in North Africa.
What do you think this is? Huh? Mosque. A mosque. Look. All Arab. Your ancestors built all of this. What you built, huh? You on TikTok or something? TikTok? You think Andalusia is a Spanish word?
So you see her hands go above her face once. Watch when they come back down.
I wanted to post screenshots of the AI filter coming off so people could see for a bit longer just how insane this is.
Watch her face glitch. Now watch her back tattoo disappear.
Majority of African Americans that lived here were brought over here.
No,
No,
that's not economically sound.
What do you mean by it's not economically sound?
Oh, so what I'm saying is, people were already here. Does it make sense to go all the way to this other continent to bring people on a boat when we know that half of your stock is gonna die? You wouldn't do that.
So how many people do you think were brought over from Africa on slave ships? Because that definitely happened.
I don't believe it.
What do you mean you don't believe it?
I don't believe that story. You think this whole land was empty? No, there were natives here.
Right.
But today we're taught that natives is some other people. No, natives are the melanated African being that has come here since the beginning of the Mali Empire. We're talking about 14th, 13th century. We had already come here from Africa.
Really?
Oh yeah. Yeah, we had already come here. You know, maybe people were brought over as slaves, but I don't think that the black people in America came from Africa on slave ships. I believe the people that were here were slowly conquered. First they got the East Coast, and then they started spreading out west little by little, conquering. And when you conquer a tribe, what do? You enslave them. They're POWs. Right?
Okay.
That's what you do.
But I'm still confused. There's a great history of slave ships being brought over from Africa.
History is his story.
Right.
What about my story? Is my story not valid?
But if you do 23andMe on from out
23andMe,
well, that's
either way. If you take black people here in America and you do their DNA sample and it point back to Africa, what does that say? It says black people in America are Africans. Now the argument is, were we brought here or were we already here? Did we bring ourselves here or did the white man bring us here? You see, when you say the white man brought us here, what you're doing is you're removing our ability to transport ourselves. You're saying, oh, we didn't know anything about boats. That's what you're trying to tell me. You're trying to tell me that we didn't know that there was a landmass here. Go look at the primary source. You got here, we met black people. When you got the Caribbean, we met black people. You think the Caribbean is right next to America and they weren't in America?
That's interesting.
That doesn't make any sense. I mean, when you go and you look at real European history, right, would believe that if they took a bath, it was bad.
Right.
They didn't even want to change their clothes. They thought that dirty was purity. When we talk about the Moors going into Spain and into Europe, the stories in the history, our history, says that when we met the so-called Caucasian, he was sleeping in the barn with the animals, and we told him, no, you can't sleep in the barn with the animals. We taught them etiquette. We taught them running water. We brought that technology to Europe. Now, if we brought the technology to Europe that saved Europe from the Black Plague, you mean to tell me that if we saved the white race, that we weren't already in America already? When we brought the technology? When Rome was dependent on Africa for food? Remember when the Black Plague hit Rome? The cause was one of the officials was stealing the grain that was coming from Africa. So there was famine, hit Rome. If your source of sustenance is from Africa, how are you superior? You're not. You get your food from me. So if you get your food from me, who's more likely to travel this globe? Me, I'm the source of food. And that's the first thing you need to survive on this planet.